What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the updated lineup of core bags from King Kong Apparel. If you guys are unfamiliar with King Kong Apparel, they are one of the longest standing functional fitness and just like fitness in general bag manufacturers. I've done plenty of reviews on their bags over the years, including the original core lineup, which unfortunately I don't have with me right now, but I still think that I can do a pretty good job in comparing the newer bags with the older bags. There are also a few new products in their lineup that they also sent me to check out as well. And we'll get to those after, I guess, we take a look at the first product here, which is the CORE51 duffel. This is a big boy bag. It's 51 liters. This thing is absolutely massive. So if you are a gear junkie, this is probably going to be the one for you. This would also probably serve as a pretty good like weekender bag. I feel like this is probably going to hold more than like my actual carry-on luggage. But anyways, the outer shell on this is a 500D nylon fabric, which is water resistant. I'm not going to say it's waterproof, and then it's PVC backed. So while water could probably get into it, it's probably going to take it quite some time too. The zippers on all of King Kong's bags are YKK zippers, and you can definitely tell the difference if you have used a bag that doesn't have YKK zippers and then you go to a bag that does. They just, I mean, the whole pull just feels way more effortless than it would if you didn't have those zippers. And then they also snag less. They hold up better over time. YKK zippers is definitely just the standard. I'm just gonna take what I have in here out, which is one of the newer products, and that's their lifting belt, which we'll actually get a demo here. And then their dividers that they sent me. And these are an elegant solution to a problem that most people have, which is a kind of cluttered gym bag, especially when you have 51 liters of space. You know, stuff can get easily lost in the tussle of sorting out your equipment. We'll get back to those. Okay, so let's take a little overview around the 51 duffel. Of course, you have King Kong logo, which is also where you would put a patch if you wanted to put that there. Here's the little tag, which is a substantial tag, man. This thing's beefy. The color here is desert. We have bottle pockets right here on the front, and there is elastic on those so that you could put a pretty sizable bottle in there. I'm going to say like a shaker bottle, maybe a 40-ounce Hydro Flask, definitely not a Stanley tumbler in there. Then you have a flat storage pocket right here in the front, presumably for your phone, quick access stuff. And then around the side here, we have some MOLLE webbing. And underneath that MOLLE webbing, there is a Velcro hook and loop so that you can also store your lifting belt in here. So the way that that works, you'll undo this MOLLE webbing, and then there are two pockets that run down the sides of the bag, or the front and the back of the bag, which, since I have this handy dandy belt right next to me, I'm gonna do right now. Loop this guy through, loop it around. Okay, so the only thing that I don't really like about this design is that the Velcro hook and loop, probably if you have a fabric belt like this, the Velcro hook and loop is probably gonna eventually pull on it. I think the outer shell of this belt is pretty smooth, so it doesn't really catch that much, but eventually it will definitely wear on that belt over time. If you had a leather belt, it's probably not going to make too much of a difference. That's a nice way to store your belt without having to take up space inside the bag. Let's look on the other side. We have a flat storage pocket here. These are, of course, lined with a ripstop nylon lining. Of course, you do have a shoulder strap that is adjustable. It's got metal buckles. It's got a shoulder pad on it. And then if you did not want to use that, you can also unclip them from the sides here and then store it away, or just, you know, put it inside the bag. Of course, since it is a duffel, you do have handles that will attach using this pad right here that has Velcro hook and loop to secure. Okay, so now inside of the bag, this huge cavernous bag, we have a padded and lined laptop compartment at the back part. I believe that's supposed to hold up to a 15-inch laptop. The inside of this is lined with all of that ripstop material, so you don't have to worry about that tearing anytime soon. On the opposite side of the inside or the flap is some tricot pockets, two pretty large ones, so obviously you're probably going to want to store your like jump ropes and maybe some tape in there. That's what I would use it for personally. There is no shoe compartment on this bag, which I think some people are gonna be a little sad about, but honestly, the amount of space in this bag, you can just get like a drawstring bag, put your shoes in that, and then throw it in here, and it'll be just fine. And then you do have some flat storage pockets on the front side, inside panel of the bag. Now, let's take a look at those dividers, because that's definitely something you're gonna wanna get with this duffel because of how much space there is. So they're all color coded. So you got a green, a blue, and a red here, and they all kind of collapse. And then you can also take them apart. Okay, so when you have them all in there, they just kind of line up, and they take up the whole, you know, the whole space of the bag, or the whole like width of the bag. You can still use the front flat storage pockets. Obviously they're flat storage, so you can't really store too much in them. And then this just makes it so that, you know, finding your stuff just goes a lot quicker. You know exactly which compartment that you put it into, because they are color coded. And then when you don't want to use them, you can just take them out, and then you'd have just more storage overall when you don't need that organization. It's not a small bag at all, and definitely something that to me would be more of like a weekend bag and not like an everyday gym bag, just the sheer size of it. I mean, if you were like somebody that lived at the gym, then this is probably going to be a good option for you. Or you're somebody that carried around extra clothing all the time because you had to like stop to a gym, go to work, stop to a gym, go to work. But this is definitely something that's going to hold a ton of stuff. And that's probably what I would recommend it for. And if you were somebody that was just a pretty casual gym person, then I would probably shoot for the smaller bag, which is not that much smaller. This one retails for $180. I think I got that right. But I think, and this is just King Kong in general, for the money that you pay for their stuff, it's like probably the best that you're gonna get for the money. Like, this stuff is way over engineered and it doesn't really cost all that much. We might as well just take a look at the belt in between the duffel and the backpack. So this is a foam core belt. It's a little bit on the lighter side. It's a little bit more pliable than, like, say, a two-pood belt, which has more of a structured core. This is a large, which is typically what I would get in a foam core belt anyways. And it does have a self-locking mechanism here, so that you loop that through, and then the belt doesn't fly out. Yeah, so I'm like 185 pounds right now. This belt fits me perfectly. I don't have to do too much to adjust it. It's got the cool KNKG logo in the back. And I think you get a little break if, oh, you know what? I like the Velcro. They use like a newer style hook and loop, which doesn't catch on everything. I think if you were to buy the bag, you get this for like $40. I still think that that's kind of expensive for like a relatively unproven belt. I mean, to be fair, it's like most other foam core belts. If you were to sell this for like $60 retail, and then like you buy the two-pood for $60 retail, I feel like a lot of people are just gonna buy the two-pood belt. Even at $40, they might even just say whatever, skip it, get the two-boot belt because it's just a little bit more tested and proven. Plus, you can get cooler designs and stuff. But it's not a bad belt at all, and I think that for most people, it should suffice. Now, let's get back to bags. This one just actually came into me, and this is the medium core backpack. I think this was, let's see here, 25 liters. 25 liters, which I think is plenty of space for the majority of people out there. Is it enough for me? Maybe not. I usually lean towards like 32 to 40 liter bags just because I carry a lot of stuff. Obviously, I do reviews and whatnot, so I'm constantly carrying stuff. But this is very similar in design to the original. I mean, they're both pretty similar in design to the original bags. With this, cool thing about this is that, like the duffel bag, you have these MOLLE webbing straps here, and that is where you would go and insert your belt so that, and then you strap it around here at the back, sort of through the shoulder pads, and then boom, your belt doesn't take up space inside of your bag. And that was a staple feature with the Core lineup. So once again, we have that 500D nylon here, and we got one spot for a patch, flat storage pocket right here in the front. We're aligned all the same with that nylon ripstop, YKK zippers. The pull tabs on these are pretty much the same, except like the main pull tab is the same design, which is like a little loop, and then the other ones are just this plastic piece, which they feel really nice in the hand. The zippers, just in general, on this bag are really good. And then let's open up this front storage pocket, which has a Trico-lined pocket on the inside here. And then it's got like little card pockets, flat storage pockets. And this one, I think you could probably put like, you know, some tape. It might make it bulge out, but maybe your jump rope in there would also work. And we've got a side pocket, which is pretty much the same kind of pockets that are in the duffel bag. It still has that elastic strap. It's probably not going to hold a huge bottle, but you know, a blender bottle should suffice. So I always would just loop my belt around the bag because I'm too lazy to do this, but there is a little pocket here so that you can put your belt in there. I think if you had like a leather belt, that might be worth doing, but if you had like a fabric belt that isn't going to rub you the wrong way on the backside, then it should be fine the other way. You do have another bottle pocket on the other side, and then around the back of the bag, we've got some semi-contoured shoulder straps that are padded, ventilated around the back here. You have a sternum strap that is adjustable. You can slide these little sliders around. That's pretty much it. And then the back has padded and ventilation pads so that you stay nice and cool and comfortable when you're wearing this bag. Nice little grab handle at the top here. You got another flat storage pocket on the top opening flap. We've got only access from the top of this bag, and that was one of my complaints with the original one, in that I'm used to like the clamshell opening bags, and this, you kind of have to dig in there to find stuff. But if that doesn't bother you, then this is still a great bag. Then you have this clip here for laptop storage, which I think that'll fit a 15-inch laptop. I mean, if it's a MacBook, it's definitely for sure going to fit in there. And then on the opposite side, we have some Trico pockets way deep in there, which that would be a little tough to get to. I mean, it was the same thing with the original Core bag, where the pockets were a little deep on them. And then on the bottom of the bag, which some people are really going to like here, we have a shoe compartment or wet and dry compartment. It does lead into the rest of the bag, so if you got shoes in here, it will take up space inside the bag itself. which is another reason why I probably would recommend going with a bigger bag just to have a little bit more space if you planned on carrying shoes. If you don't carry shoes, you're just carrying dirty clothes, and that's probably not that big a deal. And then this bag should be sized okay. Well, let's put it on and see what it feels like on. Okay, so there we are. There it is on me. And, you know, I'm like a 5'9" guy. It looks like, you know, a pretty nice day bag size. Like, I think I could rock a bigger bag than this. Maybe I'm used to rocking bigger bags than this, and that's why I think this one might be a little bit small, but it's comfortable. Like, and if you are a smaller person, then, you know, this size will be fine. Obviously, if you wanted like a day bag, this size is gonna be fine. Or if you just wanted a like minimal gym bag, something like this is gonna do just fine. I believe that this bag is, I wanna say $160, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So yeah, this is another great option if you wanted a backpack that had a pretty cool storage for your belt, kind of bare bones. So like I said, if you are planning on carrying gear, a pair of shoes especially, a change of clothes, then I'm gonna recommend that you go with the larger size backpack. This is once again the CORE25 in Desert. I'll probably reserve the duffel for my own use for like weekender trips, times that I don't want to take a luggage. But yeah, I don't foresee myself ever running out of space in 51 liters. With this backpack, I'll try it out, try to use it on the daily, but like I said, I carry a ton of stuff on the daily. So this might be kind of a stretch to use. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about the King Kong Apparel, CORE51 duffel, or the CORE25 backpack, feel free to leave them in the comments section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.